You can count. Believe in yourself. Believe. Believe. Thank you the 4 months, dude. Thank you, try hard. Okay, we are live. Okay. So this is the new camera, chat. But they're not live yet with the announcement, right? They're doing a stream, aren't they? Are they gonna do a stream? Oh, they just went live. They just went live. They just went live. They just went live. Okay, they just went live. Okay, FX3 is here. Or sorry, not FX3, FX5. Let's watch it.
Alpha.
It's catchy. 5K open gate, full frame 3x2 sensor. Cinema. Wait, you know what's crazy? They're streaming this in 1080p, so it's like it's not even really. You can't even get the full quality. You can't even get like the real. Like they should have done this stream in 4K, so nobody could actually watch it. Five-axis stabilization, dynamic active mode. It's like a scary movie. Compact and lightweight, 643 grams. What is weight of Sony FX3? It's only 13 grams heavier. (16-bit) scene linear files, internal XCOM. XCOM? Boomer month. High frame rate up to 5K 120, 4K 240. So the reason to be able to record with that much frame rate is to bring it down. Like the 240 you divide it by 10, so it's like 1 second is a 10-second slow-mo. For like a 24p. Not 24p, but like 4K 24. I didn't agree to Matt at 10 a.m. My bad. XCOM is sick until you're 12 missions and 3 your best guys die and you can't beat the next mission. Oh, it's like what's it called? Silent Storm. Lighting the way forward. All footage in this film was shot on the Sony FX5. It's finally here. Cinema. Cinema Loca. Engineered to deliver authentic natural images. 5K full frame, fully stacked CMOS image sensor. Okay, Bonds. I don't know what that means, but it's a good processor. Designed with cinema-proven DNA, color science, comprehensive image scan modes, including open gate. So, Full frame crop, 16 by 9, 17 by 9. This is all whatever. The big thing is that that sensor is bigger, it can draw in more light. So when drawing more light, the low light's gonna be better. It's basically the same weight as an FX3. It's gonna be scenario. Before color grading, exceptional grading flexibility designed to maximize the sensor's wide latitude and extensive color gamut. Lightweight file size for streamlined post-production workflow. Ooh. So half this stuff doesn't really matter for streaming, but it matters for recording videos. Eliminates the need for, what'd it say? Eliminates the need for external raw data recorders for maximum mobility. The red, well, the red's just gonna be way more expensive. Does it take photos? Yeah. Okay, triple base ISO. This is one of the big things that was rumored. So what this means, what triple base ISO means is, because the FX3 has double base ISO at 800, I think it's at 800, and then at 12,800. So what this means, as you raise the ISO is like the exposure for the camera, right? It's like like you're artificially cranking up the light. When you do that, it makes the image more grainy, right? So by adding like another base level ISO, it's like, okay, this goes from 800 to 30, I don't know if it's 36 or 3200, but then whenever it goes to 4000, it stops like adding to the grain, and then it's like natural light at like 4000 ISO, and then it goes again to 12,800. So yeah, so basically this is insanely good for low lighting. Yeah, insanely good for low light. Much love. Yeah, what's up, Verse? Dual gain shooting first at a cinema line FX series camera. Wait, dual gain? Like, so look, this is like during the day, base ISO 800, base ISO 4000. I wish they didn't stream this in 1080p, because you don't really get the full benefit of you don't get it, but, and then this is at 12,800. So this is like super dark outside, kind of, at sunset. Dual gain shooting first in a cinema line FX series camera. I don't know what that even means. Maximize latitude, reduce noise, enhance shadow details. Maximum gain is 18 DVD equivalent available. Dual gain off, dual gain on. Oh! Oh, that's huge. Thank you for the 100 kicks, Verse. So what dual gain does, you know when we're outside sometimes, and okay, well, we're set the ISO to one thing, or like we set the exposure to one thing, and it's like, oh, it's outside, it's sunny, but then a shadow is on your face, and then you don't get detail. Well, now with the dual gain, you can get detail on the shadow, because it'll like light the shadow separately. That's sick. Outside sometimes. Okay, well, you know what I meant. I meant sometimes when we are outside. That's what I meant. No, I don't think, does it go to 4K? I clicked it and it said it only goes to 1080. That is crazy. Wait, so this is actually an upgrade. Because some of these things don't matter for streaming. But that definitely does. AI-based subject with dependable autofocus. Okay. Real-time eye as frick. Reliable autofocus in extreme low light. What's up, Jazik? Deep learning based estimation delivers unprecedented auto tracing white balance accuracy. Cinetone for a cinematic palette. We usually shoot in log. Okay, well, here's the thing. So FX3, so the FX3, if you're shooting with Cinetone, Cinetone has like a nicer color to it, but you don't get to utilize the dual ISO. Are you going to be able to do Cinetone with the triple base ISO? If you refresh the stream, it's there in 4K. Wait, really? Hopefully it's a good time. Wait, it's gone.
Alpha.
Oh, they have posted. This isn't the live. They streamed it and then they also posted a video separately. What are they doing? It's not how YouTube works. Okay, operability. Designed for mobility. 5-axis optical in-body stabilization. So isn't that the same as FX3? Extreme stabilization, dynamic active mode. Off, on. So whenever you have it like dynamic active or whenever you have the stabilization on, it like crops the image in really, really big. Redesign the stabilization doubles roll compensation range compared to the FX3. Oh my gosh. Now this doesn't matter that much for us if East is using a gimbal because he uses the Ronin, the RS5. But like most cameramen don't do that. Most cameramen don't know how to use that. So I do know like sometimes it's like way too jittery and like zooms too much and whatever. No, I wouldn't use this as a desktop camera at all. Clear image zoom allows seamless zoom. We already have that. From optical to 2x electronic telephoto. Yeah, that's FX3. Oh, dude, that's so cool. So, okay. So right now with the FX3, so there's a feature that the Sony cameras have. It's called clear image zoom. So what a clear image zoom does, you zoom all the way in. So let's say I have a lens and my lens is, let's say 16 millimeter wide angle, and then I can zoom it in all the way to 35 millimeter, right? So it gets cropped in a little bit and it looks a little bit like what we have right here. Once it gets to that point, you can actually zoom even farther using a clear image zoom. But what the clear image zoom is actually doing is it's not actually zooming in, right? Imagine you're like this, okay? What the clear image zoom is actually doing, imagine we're kind of cropped. This is a bad example because like if I was in the stadium, only like if I was through the window, what it does is it actually like it crops the image down and it stretches the image from corner to corner. Well, it doesn't actually stretch it because it stays there. So it crops it down, and so you're not getting like the sort of like artifacting that you would get from like actually stretching and zooming it. Because right now, whenever I do this on OBS, this is all digital. So what a digital zoom does is it makes it like pixelated a little bit. Whereas the clear image zoom, it just makes the sensor smaller, and by making the sensor smaller, you don't actually stretch the image. You're basically just reducing the bounds in which your frame reaches. Makes it smaller. Quote. That's like the layman's explanation. So what happens whenever you do that, it hits the end point of your lens zoom, When it hits the end point of the lens zoom, it pauses for like a quarter second and then it goes. So there's like a little hitch to it. Whereas now, and we use the clear image zoom a lot with our 16 to 35 lens. So hitch and then it goes. But now it just smooths it over. So you can just, if you're zooming on it with like a power zoom on the lens with the power zoom, you just keep going. Crazy. Sick. XLR unit enables more stable shooting. 32-bit float. We don't use the handle. Optional OLED electronic viewfinder. That's cool. Is that new? Oh, dude, look at that. They changed how this works. It doesn't just come out to the side. You can go up and down, left and right now. 4-axis multi-angle monitor. Big 6 home screen, easy monitoring settings, 6 essential parameters, your iris, yeah, your shutter angle. Okay. Menus aligned with Sony's high-end Cine Alta series for seamless operation. Oh, this is all new. Wait, this is so funny. You know what this menu looks like? Did any of your guys like dads have a Sony camera? This menu looks more like the old menu than the newer menus. This is tech porn. Yeah, basically. Movie first menus and controls. Oh my gosh, tally light. Does my FX3 have a tally light? Can you, hold on. Can you? It doesn't matter because I'm not going to buy all these. I'm not going to buy more than one of these. So it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Never mind. I was about to go down the rabbit hole. Movie version. Oh, multifunction dial like Cine Alta cameras. Oh yeah, okay. They changed the dial. 2 CF Express cards. High performance power, high capacity, 2600. 170 minutes of battery. What? So it's a different battery. Dust and moisture resistant design. Dude, the body looks just like the FX3. It's very similar, not just, but you know, it's the same size. Effective heat doesn't run uninterrupted. Oh my gosh. 3 times greater airflow than the FX3. Now the FX3 doesn't really overheat, but this is just never gonna overheat. Expandability. Oh, this is like building out a rig.
I need this more than you, I think.
I do.
Yeah, that is true.
Dumpins, thank you, man. 7 screw holes for accessory mounting. Type A HDMI for output. 2 times USB Type-C connection for 2 USB-Cs for time code and power delivery. High-speed wired LAN. There's an Ethernet port. What? There is an Ethernet port. That means you'll be able to IP video. You could stream directly from this in your house or something. Now you'd have to run the Ethernet. But that means they probably are making they're probably making an additional, they're putting additional emphasis on IP video. You need one for each room. Timecode adapter table. We don't use timecode. Timecode is for OLED viewfinder. That's kind of cool, but we won't use this. We won't use this either. We already have one of these. There's probably a new version of it. Modern control, yeah. This is the same app that already exists. Our social responsibility? Hey, don't high road me. I don't give a damn. Non-plastic packaging material. Okay, listen. Look, you don't gotta high road me just because you don't want to put it in a fancy box, okay? Just be honest. You don't want to pay the extra money to put it in a fancy box. We get it, okay? You're not Apple, you're Sony, okay? This isn't freaking America where you're all about the fanfare. This is Japan. All right, I understand. You know, let's call it a buck. It is what it is.
Full menu screen. Access.
It speaks American. Holy. What in the hell?
Ability. Screen reader. Setting. On.
Beyond BT20 color S-Log 3, built-in D-Squeeze support makes anamorphic shooting easier. Built-in D-Squeeze! If you're using an anamorphic lens, so you don't have to go into post-production, or in OBS, I can change lens on the fly and switch to anamorphic. So you know, remember we did a stream with the wide angle, the anamorphic lens with this guy? What I had to do is I had to go into OBS and I had to set a filter and I had to stretch it out. But it's built in with a 1.3, which this is. This is a 1. This is a 3.3, but still. Amazing. D-Squeeze these nuts. LUTs can be imported and applied while shooting or playing back movies. Okay, so you can look at a recording and add a LUT afterwards. Real-time eye autofocus accurately records human, animal, and bird eyes. Supported for external ProRes, Blackmagic RAW recording with compatible external recorders. Bro, this thing is crazy. The LUTs thing is crazy too. Crazy all streaming anamorphic. I mean, we just did it one stream just for fun. Wait, the FX5 and the FX5B. So the 5B just has no handle. That's the lens. Dude, this is the lens we use for IRL. Actually, the lens they use in the example is the one we use for IRL. That I use for IRL, usually. I keep trying to use another lens, and we always end up going back to this one. Sony Ma. The Sony FX5, ladies and gentlemen. Wait, where's the price? It didn't give us a price. Did they give us a price?
Alpha.
If you have to ask, you can't afford. Okay. Dude, I'm freaking hype, man. Looking sexy today? Thank you. I tried to look sexy. I woke up this morning and I was like, I hope today that I look sexy. Dude, the FX5 is sick. But where do I buy it? Buy Sony FX5. No, not FS5. That's freaking 10 years ago, 15 years ago. It's on B&H. Bitches and hoes photo. B&H photo. Pre-order on B&H. Oh. 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 5.5K. Ah. 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 Oh wait. That's with the handle. We don't wait. What? They're charging $600 for the handle? Dude, I got handles just laying on the ground in the living room. It's a good handle. Yeah. Yeah, it is. I believe that. Okay, that wasn't meant. I didn't mean it like that. Chat, I already listened to the song once today. I'm listening to it again. I don't give a damn. Would you use a camera for filmmaking or stream making? I would use it for my OnlyFans. Oh. Dude, I am gonna say it does suck that there's no SDI. It sucks there's no SDI. I also don't know if this is really worth the upgrade. Chat, I have a take. You guys ready for it? I think the quality of streams matters less and less. Now, here's what kind of sucks. Dramatic pause, ties hair back. Changes mind. I feel like the viewers, and don't tell them this, chat. I think a lot of the viewers have gotten spoiled. Okay? A lot of viewers have gotten spoiled over time by seeing things that are too high quality, and they complain about things that are innocuous. You know? Things that don't matter. Your face camera has spoiled us. We need that low dirt grip blood. That's right. That's right. So I think the viewers have gotten a little bit spoiled, and you know whose fault that is? Me. It's my fault. It's the streamer's fault. Are you using FX3 right now? I'm using an A7 IV. Yeah, I'm using A7 IV right now. So the streamers keep pushing quality. So then what happens? People get spoiled. People get spoiled, and they get used to a certain quality. They get used to a certain thing. So whenever something is just like a hair off, or something, just the audio's a little bad. People complain, you know. And you know what's funny? Believe it or not, I noticed it worse in the W community than I noticed it with us. Now I thought with us it was kind of bad. It actually is worse with the W community. Because I was like watching some of their streams, and dude, like every little like sprinkle of a hiccup, some people in chat lose their mind. But it's funny because a lot of them don't like, You know, I mean, they're just doing what they do. You know, you and Nick really popularized tech-heavy investment into streams. Yeah, we are bad people for that. We shouldn't have done that. It's just Zoomer brain. Maybe it is Zoomer brain, because like maybe it's some younger viewers that are doing that. Only issue I find with IRL content in general is shaky cams make me motion sick. Yeah, I think it's that's why East does such a good job with the Ronin. I lost my mind when the stream buffered while the guy with the purse did the demon technique. Oh man. Yeah. So, yeah, what's up, Love Harry Man? Thank you for being here. So yeah, anyway, what I'm saying is I don't necessarily think better quality for a stream matters that much. What I think really matters, this is in order. In order. Not complain, make aware, you know? Not complain, make aware. In order. Number one, the first and first mostly, the thing that matters the most for streams is your connection for an IRL stream. Like if you can connect, that's all that really matters. Because you can, and this is something I started doing. If the bit rate is really low, I will take it from like 60p to 30p. Because you don't need as much bit rate because you need half as many frames. You're uploading half as many frames. So because there's less frames going up, then you don't need as much bit rate. That's why the backpack is like so important, right? Or that's what that now on the flip side, this is why I get so frustrated streaming with a phone, because the connection is usually bad. But the connection is what's important. The quality of the phone is fine, actually. Because now the base level quality of anything is so good that it's not really like the actual like fidelity of the image is not really a problem in most cases. It's the connection, you know? Thanks for taking care of my 12-year-old laptop. No problem. A really high quality stream that's stuttery becomes low quality, but a 480 30 FPS stream that doesn't drop a single frame becomes quality stream. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's something that's the most. I think that's something that you kind of forget over time. Whenever you're like, I got to get the newest camera, I got to get this lens, I got to get this. All that stuff's great, but it's just bonus. It doesn't actually help that much. You know, the margins become smaller. Exactly. So first and first, mostly the number one thing that matters is having like a consistent connection. That's why like I'll on the camera, like I'll try and drop it to 30p or even 24p. The next thing that matters is audio. The next thing that matters is audio. Vegas girl, thank you for this, dude. 75 consecutive streams. Chat, show me your stream streaks. Chat, let's start streaking. Take them off, chat. Start streaking. Let's see them, chat. Because I think if the audio is bad, on a stream, then it's like kind of just like, because a lot of times people put it on the other monitor or whatever. So audio is the next. The last thing is really the image quality, you know? And then it goes without saying the content. Obviously the content of the stream needs to be good too, right? So 80 for Squall, look at that. 257, 170 for a Nesty. Turn off Twitch when audio's ass, yeah. I have the Oppo Find X10 Ultra phone and the camera quality is incredible. I heard about that. I heard about that phone. People don't really know how to manage delays, etc. Yeah, that's another thing. So, like, we did so something that we did at Fanatics Fest, you know, whenever we were like lagging and then I would turn off, like I would F the stream, it would go to clips for a few seconds and then I would come back. What I was doing is I would change the delay. So like whenever you change the delay, that gives more time for the server to actually transcode, and like you have like a latency buffer there by having a set delay, because it's taking the image and it's sending it up, right? But it doesn't go for 10 seconds. So I would do a 10-second delay. Now I will say this from the streamer perspective, as somebody who probably looks at chat too much while they're live, because this is another thing you'll notice, a lot of these IRL streamers are like not looking at chat, which I think is weird, because I'm always just staring at chat. People say that when people say I don't read chat, I'm like, bro, what? Like, you should watch the other guys. You'll see how different it is, you know? But I think there's a line sometimes, and I'm being honest with myself. Sometimes if I'm looking at chat, if you're looking at chat too much, then, because you have to kind of like look away to look at chat, and your attention bounces between like doing the content and doing the stream and interacting with chat. And there's like a happy medium there, and sometimes I'm just looking too much. And that's just me being honest with myself, you know? Something I gotta do better sometimes. I have a Chinese phone. It's got thermal camera, night vision, 20K mAh battery, built-in projector for watching movies, all for $500 with similar or better hardware than the newest Samsung or iPhone. That is crazy. Is that a Huawei? Sony FX5 coming out with OpenGate. Yeah, we're looking at all that stuff. He always looks at chat, tread carefully. True. His biggest weakness is that he cares too much. What's your biggest weakness? Do I get it? Do I get the FX5, man? Video's a bit behind. I wonder if my delays got I spent a long time resetting my delays and stuff. Oh, wait. Kicks, jump high, down. Get the Lumix S12 from last fall. I don't know if that's going to be as good. And doesn't Panasonic use a different? Don't they use the Micro Four Thirds? Like I'm already like in the ecosystem for Sony. Wow! If you have expensive Sony glass, say Sony. Yeah, Micro Four Thirds is cheaper lenses. Not like cheaper as in quality, but they're less pricey. I have so many E-mount lenses, man. E-mount, not ES mount. This is probably the way. You should check this out. Does this have HDMI? R6V is the play right now for content creators. Canon, the R6. I don't like Canon. These also use different lenses. Like I'm so deep inside of the Sony ecosystem that I can't really. What does Canon use? What Canon uses RF? Does it say here? RF mount, yeah. Why do you think the Canon over the Sony? I will say this, I do think Sony price gouges a little bit. Not like actually, but like I feel like you're paying a premium for Sony. What's up, Dice? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Get it and do a review video on it. Do I finally kick off the unboxing channel? Do I get the protection plan? Four-year from Allstate drops and spills. It's $270. I feel like that's worth it. This would be for IRL. I use Canon for my criminal investigation and crime scenes. The picture animation from GTA. What's up, B-Ron? Hope you're good, man. Dude, I think No Pixel is gonna come in August, man. It has to. I was talking about this the other day. How many cameras have you broken? I've broken 2 cameras, I think. I usually give myself a few months before making these purchases and see if it was a fever dream fantasy or actual want need. Yeah. That's actually a good point, Defy. Estimated ship date, August 18th. Oh my gosh. A month out. How much did you repair? 0. So I think I've broken 2 cameras. One was a Sony ZV-E10 that fried, and then another was a Sony A7C that fried. And I think the reason both of those cameras fried is that I was using a third-party dummy battery. This was back before we could just USB-C charge. I was using a third-party dummy battery, and there was probably some kind of power surge or something, and it caused them to fry. We need East opinion. I've been RVing on Jillian Bam. Oh, nice. Are you even playing on Chase? Have you heard about explosion at the cheese factory? What? There was nothing left but debris. Okay, that's debris. Cheese. By the way, that's when you have WoW music playing the YouTube VOD. Yeah. What I wanted to do, Ultimate, is thanks for letting me know too, just in case I didn't want that. Wait, you can't hear the? Can you hear the? Can you hear the Spotify music too? On YouTube or no? Get a Hasselblad, dude. The Hasselblad was that guy in New York. I was talking to this guy and he said he uses a Hasselblad. His camera's exposure messed up. It keeps like it does this weird breathing thing. Why does Esfand love his PC setup so much? Because it has 0 cooldowns and 100% uptime on his Holy Light. True. No Spotify, just the base WoW music. Nice. Yeah, so I have it set up on my PC to where YouTube has a different audio track for music than stream. So the VOD on Twitch has no music. My Spotify only goes live to Twitch. It goes live to Twitch and on the VOD for Kick. So live on Twitch and Kick, live and saved on the VOD on Kick for the music track. On Twitch for the VOD, there's no music. So it makes it easier to download and edit for editors, and also no DMCA. Kick, they don't care about DMCA. And then I have on my other computer, I have my other Spotify account. I have 2 Spotify accounts. I'm a freaking gazillionaire, Chad. I have 2 Spotify accounts. I got a discount because I got the family package. So the on the other Spotify account, on the other PC, I actually can't hear it. But it goes to a separate audio track that only goes to YouTube, so that YouTube doesn't just have me talking without any sound in the background. So the YouTube stream, I thought the YouTube stream quality would be better. How long until Kick doesn't care about Kick? Oh, how long until Kick starts caring about DMCA? I mean, yeah. Is sending everything IO toolkit then out? No. I'm trying to figure that out. I do all my encoding, transcodes. I do everything on my own PC. M-Dog. Yeah. Do you guys like is the tech talk? How many of you guys are tech people? How many of you guys don't have any interest at all in what I'm saying? You just like hearing what I'm saying. You just like hearing my voice. All right, yo, what's up, Paul and Nico? Me. Chat, type 1 if you want to type 1. Okay, type 1 if you are into this camera stuff and you're excited about hearing about like the Sony FX5 and stuff like that. Type 2 if you like tech stuff but you're not particularly interested in the FX5. Type 3 if you just like being here and this is like you're just here so you can get your paycheck. And then type 4 if you want to type anything else. Type 5 you like turtles. I forgot what I said for each number, but I'm gonna assume that everybody's having a great day, man. I have interest, but I don't understand a bit of what you're talking about, particularly with the encoding or 1, 2, 3, 4, all the above. Amen. Amen, brother. I'm just here to watch you drink Red Bull, and that's rad. I forgot what each number is. Do I do it, Chad? Do I get the FX5? It shows up in a month. I feel like the 4-year protection plan for $270 for a camera that costs $5,000 is probably worth it. For 4 years, I will probably have this camera and use it for 4 years. And I don't handle my own equipment. I usually have somebody else handle my equipment for me. So if somebody else is handling it and they misuse it and they break it, you know? I'll handle your equipment, Esfand. Thank you. It says for drops and spills specifically. So if water gets on it, tech support, mechanical, electrical, and product failure, 100% parts and labor. Like, let's say we're out in the rain and it gets damaged in the rain. What does Allstate cover? Cracked lenses. Dude, that lens is cracked. Wait. I was shaking at the knees. Crack your camera lens, you're covered. Liquid, your camera is covered in case of liquid damage. LCD screen failure, broken buttons, SD card reader failure. Terrible customer service, 1 star, okay. Had electrical issues with my Nikon, camera showed on with power was shut off. Viewfinder flickered pink, went black. Sent camera out for 20+ days, still in the status update. Purchases to cover my daughter's camera. Should we take on a trip to Turkey? Love that it covers you internationally. Hope we don't need it, but glad that we have the coverage we do. Confusion reigns supreme. I bought the Allstate drop and spills policy along with my. Okay, see, this is a real review. Okay, hold on, because this is what I wanted to see. As you're probably aware, there's been a lot of problems with the camera freezing when in the middle of an active shooting session. Unfortunately, this really came to a head over a year ago after the camera was purchased, rather. So warranty was not in effect with Nikon. Since it wasn't covered with Nikon, I contacted Allstate and was thunderstruck. What? That's crazy. Do you think it knows? To hear from them, dude, I don't know when's the last time I read the word thunderstruck used in a phrase, used in like a sentence in context. I was thunderstruck to hear from them. What I should do is be to submit a claim under the Nikon warranty. This led to a lot of back and forth. I finally had to call customer service representative. Actually finding a human being was difficult. Following that prolonged discussion, 20 to 30 minutes, it was finally determined the camera was actually covered by Allstate since it's probably an electrical issue. After all that, I sent the camera in and I'm awaiting a resolution of this problem. Anyway, I thought I'd like to express to you my dissatisfaction with the Allstate insurance product that you feature prominently on your website. I'd like to hear remarks regarding this. This is actually a useful review, and it does lead me away from getting the insurance.
Welcome to B&H. Para español, oprima ocho. To place an order or for product information, press 1. For information on used, demo, and refurbished product, for photography, lighting, and optics, press 1. Video cameras, lighting,
frick.
and for consumer photography, press 1. Professional photography and gear, press 2. Pro lighting, press 3. Printers and scanners. Please be advised this call may be recorded for quality and training purposes. Personal information may be collected. To view our privacy policy, please visit our website at www.bnh.com.
Good afternoon. How may I help you?
Hello. I was looking at your website on the internet, and I saw that the Allstate protection plan covers. It says for drops and spills.
That's correct.
So, does that cover, like, let's say if I'm outside and I'm using the camera and it starts raining, does that kind of?
Correct.
Oh, it covers. Okay.
Drops and spills. Anything as long as you have the yes. Okay.
Like raindrops, anything.
Anything happens to be covered. The camera doesn't work. It was dropped. It stops working, and as long as it was done, intentionally.
Okay. Also, it says whenever I click on it, it says cracked lenses. So if I have the insurance on the body of a camera, and then the lens, I drop it and the lens cracks, does it cover the lens as well?
So if the lens, let's say if you buy a camera, it comes with a kit lens, yes, it will. But if you have a camera that's a $500 camera, and then you have a different lens, not the kit lens, it's a separate lens, you have to buy a separate warranty for it.
Okay. I have more money than that. Like let's say like a $5,000 camera. So I need a separate.
Okay.
So I need a separate.
If it comes together, it's assembled together, then it will be covered. If it's separately bought, you buy it in a separate line, then it's not covered.
Okay.
You have to buy a warranty for the lens. Which camera do you have in mind to get?
Sony FX5.
And which lens do you want to buy?
Well, I'm like in the ecosystem already, so I have a bunch of lenses. So I didn't want to buy another lens. I just wanted to buy the body. But I saw.
When was the last lens you purchased? How long ago? Roughly, is it more than 30 days?
Yeah, more than 30 days. More than 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
So if I were to get this and I were to I wouldn't drop it. Somebody else would drop it. I'm very careful. But if somebody else drops my camera, then it wouldn't cover the lens. Basically, it would just cover the body if something broke on the body.
That's correct.
Okay, or if it water spills on it, if it's raining, if basically any damage
happens to be covered. Even you go to the beach and you drop it, you'll be covered.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, it covers everything for 4 years.
Yes.
Okay, that's a good answer to my question. And I'm trying to think if I have anything else before I let you go. And I don't think I do.
Sorry?
No, I don't think I have any other questions.
Should I send you a quote?
No, it's okay. I'm on the website right now. Do you get commission?
We also have, without based on commission, also B&H has a card. It's called a Paybu card. If you sign up for the card will pay the tax for you, or you could finance it.
Well, I would probably just pay for it outright.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah, you don't get commission or anything, right? So I can't put you down as a referral so you get paid.
Only in recognition.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to recognize you because you were very helpful today. Thank you.
Okay, and thank you again for choosing B&H. We appreciate your business, and you have a wonderful day.
All right, thank you. You too. Have a nice day.
All right.
Chad, we got to do our due diligence. We're going to watch a few more videos of the FX5 before we buy this. was not wasting his time. I was okay. So I was asking if he's based off commission, because if somebody is based off commission, if they get paid based on commission, I always try and like put their name down. Actually, you'll notice this. Go watch whatever I'm like at micro. Let's say we stop at Micro Center and somewhere. I will like know what I'm getting. I'll go and I'll grab something off the shelf and I'll go find a random employee and I'm like, hey, do you want to tag this? And they're like, dude, thanks. Every time. Because they're like, oh, that's how thoughtful of you. Because like, you know, you can just, it doesn't cost me anything and I help somebody out, right? Yeah. If anywhere that works off commission, I always ask them if they work off commission so that I can like try and like, you know. Garrosh and Shadowline rate is insane. It's like Kratos filled with rage, maybe because of Ishar's heart. What? Okay, so I'm trying to log in. Do I have a B&H account? I don't even know if I have a B&H account. Watch Gerald Undone video. The only reason for a streamer to use it is for dual game mode. Crazy. Wait, crazy DR? Like diminishing returns? Gerald Undone. There's some good features on this for streaming, for sure. I wanna get a comparison here too of the The song is so good. One of my friends in high school put me onto the song. From high school. From a high school. Sony FX5 weight versus FX3 weight. Is it the Sony FX5 weighs 750 grams. I thought it said 643. Oh, maybe that's not good information. It said 643 on the video, didn't it? Oh, okay, so using a different battery is kind of ass. Oh, wait, it's heavier with the battery. Dude, how do they get these images, man? These leaked images. They're gonna tab show? Dude, I don't know. I think like Texas is gonna broadcast his annual show. Oh. Oh, wait, this is here. The FX3 still has more dynamic range at ISO 12800, so it's still low light winner. Wait, really? Am I wrong? Hold on, is it so the triple base ISO isn't as good as I think it is? They're broadcasting, but how different can it be to stream, really? Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, I use a lot of the same stuff, right? Like, I mean, you can look at the exhibitors that are here. Also, you might just learn things. TM Television. Zombie. I know some of these. Panasonic. I know them. Zombie. Wait, how many songs are on this playlist? Is it like same 5 songs? It is 8 songs. This could be a pretty fun one. You know what else is this weekend, by the way? Classic Games Fest. Yeah, Classic Games Fest is this weekend. Classic Games Fest. People talk about Red Camera for live content. I think because a red is like the juice, you know? Classic Games Fest. We've gone to this last few years. I think this is good for wait, 1 day until Classic Game. Wait, what day is it? It's 2 days, right? Wait, Micro Center is a sponsor of Classic Games Fest. It might be, Mordial. How are you? Hope you guys are doing good. Dancing with myself. I want to make the camera a little darker. Yeah, I've been super good. Oh, I'm planning something around BlizzCon, by the way. Yeah, I'm planning something around BlizzCon. It's not officially announced, but it'll be the night before. So save the date. Should I tweet that out? Save the date. Save the date. September 11th. Big event planned at BlizzCon. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, because like I haven't done the announcement, but I want to call it like Esfand's Big BlizzCon Bash. Big BlizzCon Extravaganza. Okay, it's on September 11th because that's the night before BlizzCon. I'm not gonna call it Esfand's Big 9/11 Blast, okay? Esfand's Big BlizzCon Extravaganza. Is that too long of a name? A second WoW has hit the timeline. That's crazy. YOLO Cam S7, a brand new gold standard PC streaming camera. It's called from YOLO Box. If it's from YOLO Box, I don't think. YOLO Cam S3. Nah. I wouldn't use this. I have 2 YOLO boxes, and I'm just. This is good. Now 9/11 is a good thing. The date 9/11 is not good or bad on its own. The events that occurred on 9/11 were bad. Yes. Okay. In 2001. Unless anybody here was born on 9/11. So not all the events. So it's not bad that you were born. If is anybody's birthday on September 11th? Just write it in EUA. True, but then all the Americans are going to show up in November. Blizzard CS accidentally released TBC P3 date. Oh, they did? What is it? What is it? August 13th? Oh my gosh. August 13th. This post comes in a... Why is there a fly in my face? Is my camera too dark now, by the way? It's good now? Okay, sick. Save the date. Chat, help me like this tweet. BlizzCon goers. Attention, BlizzCon goers. Save the date. Planning a big event on 9/11. Planning a big event on planning a big event on the night before BlizzCon. It will be on Friday. BlizzCon this year is on 9/12 through 9 is on September 12 through 13. You're gonna confuse people. Okay. Attention BlizzCon goers. Save the date. I'm planning a big event on September 11th. The night before BlizzCon. More details will be coming soon, but just wanted to go ahead and start getting the word out for people on the night of September 11th. I already said the night. I'm planning a big event on September 11th. It's the night before BlizzCon. More details will be coming soon. Just wanted to go ahead and start getting the word out for people making travel plans. Is that the best date? It's okay. I didn't choose for BlizzCon to be on September 12th. Iranian guy planning mysterious big event on 9/11. Sounds fine. How am I going to announce this shit? It's going to be at BlizzCon, near BlizzCon. Put explosion emojis to emphasize the event. So it like looks like really exciting, like fireworks. Say that it's at the venue. At BlizzCon. Too long? Just say day before BlizzCon. Don't mention 9/11 at all. I think I should say the date. For engagement. Esfand's, what do we call it though, man? Early today? Yeah, a little bit. What do we call it? Esfand's big, I think calling it Esfand's, like Esfand's Draft Night Extravaganza. Esfand's Big BlizzCon Extravaganza. It's kind of long, but you can shorten it. You can call it Esfand's BBC Extravaganza. Big BlizzCon. Esfand's BBC Extravaganza on September 11th. Live at BlizzCon. I think that'll be sick. Chat, how many of you guys are going to BlizzCon? Please go to BlizzCon. It'll be so fun to see people at BlizzCon. BlizzCon is such like a good event, man. It's so fun to. It's so good. Everybody there is like an adult, and people are just like getting hammered in the hotel lobby. It's super funny. They put the dude. You know what's the one thing that I was a little bit disappointed at with the FX5? I wish it had two things. There was two things. I wish it had SDI port instead of not instead of, but in addition to HDMI. If you could choose, would be amazing. And I wish they had a built-in ND filter. There's two things. Yeah. I'd rather go to a major, to be honest. True, going to a major is sick. Crowds are icky. Oh. Myself and a lot of other people, especially coming from the East Coast, will be getting in the evening, so it should be late enough, ideally, for people traveling. Yeah. It'll probably be at like 9 o'clock. It'll be a late night event. How's your left eye been? It's been okay. It's been getting better. For me, it's not want to be in an airplane for 18 hours. I'm barely too. Yeah, true. Yeah, going from like Denmark. There's like, there might be a direct flight, maybe. I don't know. Going to LA might not be. BlizzCon passes are sold out. I think they release a second batch, don't they? Didn't they do that last year? Yeah, I heard August 13th. Okay, here I'm gonna put out this tweet, chat. Help me like this tweet and I'm built different. I love airports and flying. Really? I mean, I don't fly. I think I've learned to get used to it.
I'm Steve.
It's awesome. I was gonna get rid of that. Attention, BlizzCon goers, save the date. I'm playing a big community event on September 11th, or on 9/11. What do you think? This is good? This is a good tweet? Fart piss pee. Put in airplane icon at least. No, guys. Oh, I could put airplane after travel plans. That makes sense. So they know what I'm talking about. It's gonna be the bomb. Okay. No, add some building emojis, and if you build it, they will come. Okay. I'm planning a big community event. More details coming soon. Just want to go ahead and start getting the word out for people making travel plans, so stay tuned. Cool. Chat, please do me a favor. I need everybody to do this for me, okay? I'm going to copy the link to this tweet. Is the event a party? Yeah, it's a party. Click that link, hit the like button, open it on your phone, and leave it. Oh, frick. I forgot something. Anyway, whatever. Can you play Cornwood's theme to activate sleeper cell chatters? Chat, click on this tweet and leave it open on your phone for a few seconds. Actually, for like, just leave the tweet open on your phone so people are like looking at it, and then it pushes in the algorithm because like, oh, people are reading this. This tweet is gonna blow up. We got you. Don't miss it. You'll never forget. Okay. Why is it not showing? Can't wait to join Esfand's big 9/11 blast. Oh my god. Hassan is not invited. Hassan will not be there. Hassan will be thoroughly disappointed at this thing, okay? Esfand Frog's your best viewers? True. There's a lot of good viewers. I'm a honky-tonk star. Yeah, I'll do a proper announcement once a few other things are like squared away. Yeah. What's the model of the headphones you're wearing? These are, what are these called? I use these because these go into the mixer wireless. The SteelSeries ones are the only other ones that do that. Post that AI picture of you where it looks like Bin Laden. Okay, we're not doing that. All right. That is a normal event. One audio. Yeah, that's right. It's one audio. Like audio. Sepia Variable, thank you for the 16
Hair
months.
has never looked more glorious.
Thank you. Thank you, Sepia Variable. Did I just see put the L on his right ear? Party's gonna be mom, big fireworks show planned. Some are calling it Project X equivalent. Thanks for trading your ambassador badge to Azami for 20 bucks. Look, I need more than $20 for that. I need 25 at least. So Classic Games Fest is this weekend, chat. So for IRL Saturday this week, Classic Games Fest. I'm kind of on cooldown from IRL stuff. I know San Diego Comic-Con is going on. Some people asked if I was going, but I'm on cooldown, man. I'm so tired from travel, which I didn't think I would ever say, but I'm just like I'm physically beat. Classic Games Fest in Austin. How many of you guys are going to go to this? How many? Tap one if you live in Austin area. When is Classic Games Fest? Classic Games Fest is it's a small convention, but it's kind of like a fun thing. You get to go check out like a bunch of old like retro games, and there's a lot of cool stuff that you can see there. I think it's good for one day of stream. I think it's good for a day of stream. Well, all the wow, they're all sold out. All the booths. Here's the list of their guests this year. Wait, the voice of Mario. YBW, thank you for the 47 months.
Him hype for Blizzard
Thank you, Super Maduro.
2026 Classic is coming, and more stuff. And your Earl Steams are fun and gaming too.
Wait, the voice of Bowser? Thank you, man. I really appreciate it, Super Maduro. This guy, Tim Kitzrow, this guy's always there. We've seen him before. He's on fire. Boom shakalaka. Brett Weiss, who is this? I think I've talked to him before. Live music, DJ Rockman. But yeah, this will be good for a day. This will be a good IRL Saturday. Jack Black is there? Yes. The voice of Bowser. Phase 3 leak? I heard. Yeah. Comments on your Twitter post are wild. Chat, please like my tweet. Please go to Twitter, like my... Dude, by the way, Twitter has been amazing this week. Have you guys noticed? This was fast.
Oh, man. What?
Oh, here we go. Okay. Here we go. So, those of you guys who don't know, there's a little bit of a story that's been going around that there's a Blizzard GM that was helping out a lady who was doing a retail WoW Mythic plus 23, I believe. And he was helping her by literally just killing the mobs in a Mythic plus 23. So, yeah, kind of insane. Let me actually let's go ahead and go to that Reddit post. Where's the Reddit post? Here it is. So look at this post. To preface this, I have no idea if the title is accurate about the favorite streamer, but I did check the VODs and she was in fact not streaming when this run happened. Okay. Blizzard GM death touching mobs and M+23 for their favorite streamer. Log linked. I'm pretty sure the GM was in the dungeon the entire time just watching and waiting, so I was perusing some Mythic Plus logs today while I was at work and I stumbled upon this curious one. A miraculous key, no right to be timed, so far behind and yet they pulled it out of nowhere for the win. Guess my surprise when I couldn't figure out how something died so quick and I dug a bit deeper and a GM death touched the mob. I waited all day to post this hoping Blizzard would come out in front of it, but here we are. Another Mythic Plus season tainted by cheating or incorrect title recipients. Can't say I'm surprised, but this one is a bit more egregious than forgetting to shut off the title at the end of the season. So, I will say this about this post. This has 7,000 upvotes on the WoW subreddit, so what the hell. This is a beautifully crafted Reddit post to start a hate thread on somebody. You know, favorite streamer, it hits all the buzzwords, right? Favorite streamer, log linked, so he's got the evidence. You know, obviously if you have hate towards a streamer, you're gonna get bonus likes, you know, just because people hate their own lives, so they want to hate somebody else too. And then here's the kicker. Also she is a good buzzword to use whenever you want to get bonus hate for the target. So yeah, I mean, I think they really did a good job kind of hitting on all the checkpoints here. But if you look at this, it is actually legit. Even if he doesn't know favorite streamer or whatever. Apparently, now here's what's crazy. Is everything logged in WoW? Sorry, in retail WoW. Is everything logged? Because in classic, you have to turn on your log and then you have to upload it. But in retail, do you not have to turn it on? It automatically uploads? Most people running high keys have it set to auto. So this idiot was cheating in WoW and logged it and uploaded the log. Where is the death touch? Area death test. Kills all enemies in a 30-yard radius. Cheater. It requires warlock. Of course warlocks are cheaters. Wait, how many times was this cast? Dai Josai. Who is Dai Josai? Dai Josai is the GM. The GM was probably invisible and casted it. Because you had Schizo Fiend, Trey Brew, Minizy, Balance Spec, Jabuka. So these are the 5 people in the group. But then, and then there's another guy, Dai Josai, who's the GM, who, look, I'm going to be honest, there's no way this story is real. Blizzard having actual GMs to moderate their game? Come on, guys. There's no way this is real. All right? This is obviously fake and edited. Okay? There's no way that this is even going to be possible. What's up, Fawcett? I hope you're doing good, man. But, dude. Dai Josai. But, okay, well, where else? Nexus Point is Zenus. Is there a way you can look at everything, all encounters and trash fights? Just everything. All encounters and trash fights. Die Joe. Is my Google Chrome lagging? Die Joe. Wait, what? How do you look this up, chat? Do you guys not use Warcraft logs? We have jobs? Oh, frick. What is lingering image for? There's only one cast. I'm more surprised that Jim was around to even do this. True. He was QA for Diablo 4, got moved to senior QA for Warcraft in the last week of May, as per his LinkedIn Twitter. Ooh. Is there a way to actually like look at, okay, Nexus Point Xena is plus 23. Replay. Okay. This is the best thing about Warcraft logs right here. Damage done. So we're looking at the fight. Oh no, this is the whole raid. The whole Mythic Plus. Fractured image. Okay, so this is the boss, Lothraxian. Wait. I feel like I'm watching CSI. Yeah. There was trash remaining. The GM had to kill it for them. Where does it happen? Where's the kill? Where's the trash kill? It looks like he cast it at one time. Okay, it's right here. Lingering image 4. So there's one single cast. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It just died right there. Wait. Hold on. Is this not nearly as bad as I thought it was? So he didn't like walk them through it, but why did he do that? Like the boss is dead, and then there's like a trash that they're killing. Someone in the run was friends with him and asked him to. They timed it with 14 seconds left. He did it so they could time it. There was no time left and the tank was a buyer. Wait, what? Okay, hold on. How did you get that information?
네, 이건 레딧에서 활발히 논의 중인 내용인데
레딧 메인 페이지에 신화세계 돌과 관련된 흥미로운
Page of Reddit, there was kind of an interesting post related to myth. Absolutely absurd. Also, the stuff in regards to the streamer in question is actually Yara, Schizophene here. She was, I checked through the Twitch VODs and she actually was not streaming this, because that was actually one of the first things I went to go check, is to see if she was streaming, and there was...
Hold on. Okay. So these are the people in the party. You have Trey Brew, Schizofiend, being a pug doesn't mean he's a buyer, but if he's a buyer, then he's a buyer. True. So hold on. I'm trying to kind of get my bearings here. It looks like there was one cast of area death test. Whenever we go through, where were we? Whenever we go through, this area death test occurs on lingering image 4. Four seconds after they engage it. Excuse me, 2 seconds after they engage it. Because you look at 2838 and then right here, 2840. And if we look at a replay, wait, this is kind of insane. So they didn't like egregiously run them through it, but they did cast it on the last one. Now, was that the last mob for the dungeon? Okay, so look at this replay right here. You can go through and you can see in this replay. I'm gonna move my camera a little bit. I'm gonna move my camera to here real quick. So it's on Warcraft logs. You can go through and like kind of see like a visualization of what's going on. Like there's the fight, whatever. Let's scroll through here, and they go all the way to the end, and they like finish the dungeon, right? But I guess there's still mobs left, and then they go back to kill this one. After some period of time, after a few seconds, they go back and kill lingering image 4. And in 2 seconds, they do 10% of its health. And then after that, it gets death touched. Area death. It gets killed by a GM named Daijosai, as we can see in the logs. So if they did 10% in 2 seconds, if they did 10% damage in 2 seconds, I'm assuming what is the last mob in the dungeon, then there's another 2 seconds. I mean, let's say at the same rate. It's not exactly like this because you have like execute damage and stuff like that, right? But let's just say roughly 2 seconds for 10%. That means at 90%, there's 18 seconds left. there's 18 seconds. It would take them about 18 seconds to kill it. Now there's execute, whatever. Like I don't know what all the retail stuff is right now, right? But I'm assuming that you do more damage as it gets less health because of execute phase on like a mob or whatever. And if there was only 14 seconds left on the timing, how do you know? How can you find that? Where do you find that 14 seconds, by the way? I clicked on the spell to see any other casts during it, but it doesn't show any. It actually doesn't show any at all. Oh wait, enemies. Oh wait. Huh? All sources, enemies. What? I'm reading this wrong. No data available. All friendlies. Oh, it doesn't show anybody else doing this because the GM's not in the party. So how do you make it to where all sources and enemies? Well, they're either friendly or an enemy, and it wasn't a friendly or an enemy, so it doesn't show how many times it was used. It just shows when it was used, right? So like I can't go and like categorize it. It happened to the boss too? Let's see. Poll 10, Lothraxian. How do we see this? Damage done by source, damage taken by ability. I don't see how I can look this up. I'm not seeing area death. Yeah, if you guys can, link it to me where you guys can find it. Lothraxian over one shot. Last 3 hits, death touch. Daijosai kills Lothraxian instantly with death touch. No way. How did you find this? That's the last boss. No way. Why did he do that? Why did he do that? Look. It's already almost dead. There's no reason for him to do that. It's already almost dead. Cause look, okay, so here's what I'm looking at. Look behind my camera. I'm gonna move my camera again and look directly under me. So this thing right here, it shows like the party health, okay? And then it shows right here like the boss's health. And they're doing damage, they're fine, they're not wiping. It's at 1.4 million health, and you can see how much damage it takes, how much DPS they're doing. It's pretty quick, it's going down in defined rate. And then he just finishes it off for them. Now, they would have killed it anyway. And if you're a classic WoW player like me, maybe this is kind of like whatever. And you're like, okay, well, they were going to kill it anyway. But that's not how. That's not the purpose of this. The purpose of this isn't killing the boss. The purpose of this is in Mythic Plus, they do these timed runs. So they're trying to keep going to the next level. So this is a plus 23, meaning they do it, they complete a plus 23, they time the key, and then they can keep going up. They can keep doing, they can go 24, right? 1 second there, 18 seconds there, and they made it in time. Exactly. So because the purpose is trying to get it done in time, and the fact that they timed it by 14 seconds, okay, by having it within those, like, just that you know, just that little bit of time, then you kind of nullify the whole thing. Because what's supposed to happen is if you don't do it in time, you lose your key. You have to go down. If you listen to the interview, the guy literally says, I don't want to spend 30 minutes to do this again. Can you just... There's a video? There is a video of them in Discord.
All right. So this is...
But like, but where is... Where is this video? Because now I'm watching a reaction to a reaction. Okay, that's not the video. Look at my last message.
You say your piece.
We're doing the key.
Okay.
And
what? So hold on. What is going on here?
okay, but no, listen. Let me explain it to you.
Okay. You say your piece.
We're doing the key, and we killed the last boss, and I'm like, oh my god, we're missing percent. Like, how? This route looked fine. And I'm thinking, I'm like, oh my god, he probably forgot the Arcanist on pole 1. Bro, I have to do this shit again. And then I'm like, I go to my GM friend, I'm like, bro, please, can you do me a solid and just, like, look, this thing has 20 mil, bro. Can you please just one shot?
Bro, there ain't no way
you asked for the one time.
Bro.
Look, I meant no harm from it. If Blizzard wants to revoke that key or revoke my title, whatever.
Dude, it's not about you, man. Like, the guy lost his job. He's gonna, I mean, I don't know if he's gonna lose his job, but like, that's on him. Like, it's, bro. Nobody cares about you. Nobody cares about the key. It's about everything else. Like, no, he should have not done it. But also, bad friend. Why are you putting him in that position? Why are you gonna put a guy in that position?
Whatever they see fit, key or revoke my title, whatever they see fit. I don't care. Like, personally, I think it was harmless. I didn't expect him to like do it. In hindsight, he shouldn't have done it. He was just like doing me a solid because I fucking hate homework keys. I hate resil keys. I'm like, bro, my tank fucking up one pole. I now have to spend another 30 minutes of my life. Like,
that's the game.
I don't care. I'll do it.
I don't care. I'll do it. Well, you didn't. The GM did it because girl streamer in the group, he and her are flirting a bunch on X, which he deleted his account now. Dude, what? Is it? There's no way. Is there evidence of this? Also, were they just talking? Like, if you're just responding to their tweets, that's not flirting, okay? Faults on both, but more on the GM? No, it is. 100% is on the GM. So, like... He privates his account at the end of the video.
Action was...
This is Tettles, by the way.
I'll say it once and maybe 3 or 4 times a week for the rest of my life. Esfand, chat, no poon, flour, pink taco is better than any sausage you give. This man might have jeopardized his career.
What?
And for what? Don't sim chat, it's dangerous.
I would like to see Blizzard put him on a pit with public scrutiny. The kill is on YouTube. Okay, that's not the right kill that we were talking about. Like he refreshes the page, and it's these posts are protected. Bro. To capstone my first week on WoW. Dude, he just started working on WoW. In May, at the end of May. A month ago, 2 months ago, June, at the beginning of June. No way. Dude, here's the craziest part about this. These guys logged their run. The craziest part about this is they could have just gotten away with this if they didn't log their run and then upload it. The pug tank logged it. Oh my gosh. The guy who tanked, and he's the one who paid for a carry. Absolute cinema. Absolute cinema. Oh my gosh. No way. Not necessarily GM actions are logged and they probably review them. I mean, but it would have been internal. It wouldn't have been a public thing. And they would have probably been like, hey, if you ever do this again, you're gonna get freaking excommunicated from the church. But now that it's public, it's like, oh, okay, he doesn't like the warrant. You know what I mean? Because it's like you get a warning. Like you don't have the opportunity for a warning. You know what I mean? Because what was actually done was very little. It was a very like small push over the edge, but it was about the timing of it. That's the whole thing with Mythic Plus, because they're trying to time the keys. If you're in nowhere, probably I've been zooming around, cover your character, look at your back, and see if you might be good, boys and girls. This is from 2 weeks ago. Wait, but where? Hold on, why is this DM leaked? Why is this DM from him leaked? Now watch this.
Oh man.
Oh, dude, Asmus makes great videos. He makes little meme videos. They're so good.
Oh man. Whilst all my 3 colleagues are on lunch break, it's time to summon my favorite e-girl Twitch streamer. Help them get warglaives.
I do hate the freaking like the layup streamer hate. And while I understand some of it, because I do think there's a lot of streamers that are shitters, I do actually think this. It's like there's not all of us, dude. Like I play the game for real.
And I think, well, I hope that by doing this, I'll get the recognition I deserve. And perhaps, if I'm really lucky, she'll become my e-girlfriend. Or even shout out my name when I next type in Twitch chat. Oh boy, I would love that.
I would never do that.
The best part is, no one will ever know what I'm about to do, cause no one at Blizzard ever checks logs. There we go, my favourite e-girl Twitch streamer. Go and loot Warglaives of Azeroth. My present just for you. I'm also gonna gift you 100 subs after this as well. I sincerely hope that's enough for a used sock or something. She's looted it. my job's done. Although there's tens of thousands of players that get automatically banned from automated reports, and every version of the game is rampant with bots, here I am, insta-killing bosses for my favourite e-girl Twitch streamer. I'm always primed and ready to appear on any whim whenever she needs assistance. Oh, it's just about time to hop over to retail and insta-kill all the mythic keys as well. But not before I give her a gold cap on TBC Classic. No one will ever know.
Great video. Great video from Azimus. You know what? What if this is all fake? Oh my gosh. Hold on. Chat, what if this is a ploy? This is a psyop by Blizzard for them to use this as an excuse as we can't trust real GMs and we only need to have AI GMs. No more GMs. Oh my gosh. The ultimate, most dastardly plan that Blizzard could ever do. What the frick? Oh no, dude. Insane that they logged the keys. I don't understand how people are downplaying this. See, here's the thing. If it wasn't about, it's the title, it's the keys. Like, that's what's so bad. The spell being used, ID260, was the original use effect from the infamous Martin Fury. Dude, that's so funny. I was actually thinking about that whenever it said the cheater thing. Martin Fury. So Martin Fury is an item that was accidentally, so there's a little bit of a lore drop. So Martin Fury is an item that was accidentally given to somebody. I don't remember how it happened. I think somebody got their account hacked, and then whenever they got their account restored, they gave them all their items back. But then accidentally there was a shirt called Martin Fury in the thing. And what Martin Fury did at the time was exactly what this area death is. Kills all enemies in a 30-yard radius cheater. So this person used the Martin Fury to kill a boss. I don't remember what boss did they kill in what expansion. They were like clearing a raid or something, and they ended up getting banned. I think they banned their whole guild permanently. Was it Ulduar? I'm pretty sure it was I think it was in Wrath of the Lich King. So I'm pretty sure it was Ulduar. It was Yogg-Saron. So it looks like ever since then, they've changed what Martin Fury does. It's an unobtainable item to begin with, but they completely took the effect out of the game. And what it does now, in case it were to ever happen again, it just kills the person. It literally just suicides them. But Martin Fury used to be like a legendary quality shirt that would kill everything around you, and they would just spam it. Now, again, this was the only person that ever had this item because it was an accident. It was a GM item that they have like random GM items with crazy effects like in the files, and they accidentally gave it to somebody. But yeah, pretty funny. WoW runs entirely on spells and bunnies, all just scripts. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, Kyvax. Joe Muse, thank you for the $3.
It is all fake. Wake up, chat. It's time to claim your prize through cum. Power. Chat's addicted to it. Made manifest by the weapons in my arsehole. Kung shamalama ding dong.
The heck was that noise? Thank you for the $3. Shamalama ding dong. Thank you, Illidan. Jack, we love Kyvax. Kyvax is good people. Kyvax is one of the good ones. Kyvax is one of the good ones. We love Kyvax. Kyvax, he's one of the good ones. crazy though. Dude, this whole ordeal is insane to me. So this guy was trying to look cool to his friends. I mean, here's the thing. I don't even think this is a big deal, by the way. I don't think this post is a big deal, this DM or whatever. Because I think this is like, I mean, this is like funny, you're being silly, whatever, right? But whenever, it's never, this is the thing. Anytime something bad happens, anytime somebody does something bad, does something wrong, they might have like a breadcrumb paper trail of like things that were weird or things that might lend people to believe that certain behavior will be taken. But it's not really a problem until you do the last thing. Once you break the threshold, once you break the barrier, now it's weird. You know what I mean? So like people make certain jokes, people do this, people do that, and then at a certain point, it's like, okay, well, if you cross a line, well, now you can't do that anymore. Now you can't make those jokes anymore. Now you can't, like, this is like a, I mean, I think this is like whatever, you know, it's like a fun, oh, he plays the game with people and he's like, I'm gonna beat that ass if you're doing something wrong. All right, whatever. It's just like a funny, goofy thing. But then if they keep doing stuff like that, but then they're actually like using their GM powers to like help assist them to gain something, to gain a title, to earn something in game, really bad. It's another dot on the graph that makes it a line. True. That's exactly what it is. Look, one dot is not a big deal. A few dots are not a big deal. But whenever you got like a bunch of dots, well, now you got a line. And it's like, okay, we see this. We see what's going on here, right? What do you guys think they're going to do to this guy? Do you think they're going to fire him? Let's see what people say in the comments. Transparency goes a long way. Only reason they were caught was because they didn't know there was one pug that was logging this. They usually make sure these groups are completely closed off and not logged. While you're doing that, feel free to strip Yara's account of the 2 realm best mop achievements as well as the Mistwalker. She account shared back when you could account share collections via merge. Wait, dude, mop? This person has had haters for over 10 years. But is that something that's actually happened? Was that actually real? Like, did they actually cheat that 10 years ago? Like, they have to have evidence of that to get rid of that. Then again, I mean, if they just want to perma the account. Please ban Yerabite. I don't care about the GM losing his job. Just ban the girl who's openly flaunting the achievement, acting like nothing can happen to her. GM simping on e-girl. Yep. Okay. You should check this video. Everything was figured out. Who did this and why? Demon Hunter from the run is admitting to having a GM in the run. Death touched the boss. 3 of the people in this run are known for selling titles. What? Seems word is spreading fast. Plus 24 LF Blizz GM to one shot. Oh no. I was all ready to flame this post, but no, these dudes are legit using exploits to get GM abilities to time keys, otherwise wouldn't time. No, that's the thing that's crazy, is if I just read this, like if I just read this title, I would be like, whatever, this is just like some bullshit, right? Somebody complaining. But everything checks out. Beyond checks out. The guy even admitted to it. Curious how widespread this is. I made a log scanner that's currently looking through all over 20 dungeons and checking use of GM spells. Currently on 115k run scan. The only one it has found is the one in the OP. Well, I doubt that this is something that's like rampant. I mean, do you think a lot of these guys are that stupid to put their jobs at risk? I don't think so. I think it's a rarity. Like I don't think it's a rampant sort of deal. Oh my gosh, people are freaking crazy. Look at this guy. This guy's got freaking logs and cheater finder data set. Freaking code wizard. GM fired, streamer permanently banned should be the minimum here. Do their homework key for NXP. Yeah, what do you guys think should happen? If the guy asked him to do it, he probably did it for them before. I think if he did it once in such like a on a whim sort of thing, or if he was sitting in Discord just kind of waiting to help them time the key to make sure that he made the sale, I think that this was likely going on for a minute. I think this is probably not the first time. Fired seems harsh. It does. What is this guy's job? It depends on what his job is. GM should be fired. He showed he's willing to violate that boundary for personal relationships and for the accounts banned. I don't think you can ban all of them. I don't think you can ban all of them because somebody in the run might have been innocent, right? If it's a one-time offense, no fire. But if it's gone on for long, you should be like, go. I mean, I think they probably need to investigate it. The guy logging it was a pug, so yes. Yeah, I mean the guy logging it shouldn't be. He shouldn't have been fired. He's quality analyst. Yeah, man. I don't know, dude. That's pretty. It's pretty quality, if you ask me. Yeah, dude. I do think, generally speaking, firing somebody on like a first offense is harsh, but this is really, really bad. And it shows like a severe lack of judgment and a kind of like a lack of self-preservation is what I'm going to call it. Like that is not good, man. And I'm not one of those people that I really don't think people should be fired. I think it's pretty harsh, but like you got to be pretty heavy-handed on this punishment. And if they did fire him, I wouldn't be surprised either. But it's got to be a pretty heavy-handed punishment. The big problem is look at this one. We can no longer trust any unlogged or unstreamed high-end run is legit. This is the crux of the issue. Now, I don't really think that. I think this is an over-exaggeration. I think it's a little bit of an overreaction, but it is a factually correct statement. Now that this has happened, now that it has been logged, now that people know about it, there is a shadow of a doubt cast upon anything that picks or it didn't happen. You know, anything that doesn't have hard evidence, anything that's not logged, anything that's not streamed. That's kind of where we're at. Esfand is mad the GM wasn't helping him instead. Absolutely. It should have been me. How does Blizzard not know when the ability is used to the nav tracker? I mean, I don't know. I don't know how they do that. Blizzard introduces publicly available logs to all runs. Oh my gosh. No, they would never do that. The GM was a personal friend of the people on the run and was using their GM account abilities to watch the run. This was only caught because a Pug Tank uploaded the log publicly and would otherwise never have been caught. Yeah, that's the thing that's crazy. The thing is, the only people saying that this was a one-off thing are the people who cheated. People who we already know are dishonest. They went on a stream and practically boasted about it. We have no idea whatsoever if this was a one-off, if this is a commonplace, or anything in between, but just on probability, it seems extremely unlikely that the first time a GM does this, it just so happens to be caught in a public log. There are thousands of high-end runs every week that go completely unlogged and unstreamed, and the only evidence we have that they even happened is Raider.io capturing it on the Blizzard API, which doesn't give you any information about what went on in that run. We know there are very close relationships between Blizzard employees, content creators, and other high-end players. On NA, pretty much everyone who raids or does M+ high-end at least knows someone who works at Blizzard. It's very possible that there's even some anecdotal evidence that implies this has been going on considerably longer than this just one run, and it could well be the case that GMs have been similarly interfering with higher rating too. We just don't know and can't trust anything not openly logged or streamed anymore. This GM and these people have completely effed the competitive integrity of the game for good. I mean, like, I think it's a slight overreaction. I don't think this is something that's rampant, but it's now seen as something that is a possibility, right? All high-end players need to wear body cam. True. Yeah, boasting about it on stream and stuff is crazy. I mean, it could have happened a bunch of times, and I agree with that. But I'm saying, like, acting like this is going to be like this is something that does happen regularly, or something that is like, oh well, now we can never trust anything. You know, the integrity of the game is gone. It's a slight overreaction. It's not a complete overreaction, but it's a slight overreaction, because I think this was a very rare case. Because, like, I think it's a rare case of a guy who's in that position, who has an insane lapse in judgment, but to me, it's a lapse in judgment so great that, like, you have to question, like, bro, what do you think is gonna happen? You think nobody's gonna find out? and let's go beyond nobody's gonna find out. Do you think that you are sitting there watching these guys, observing their run? You're probably in a voice call with them. Because how else would you want to, like, immediately, hey, yo, or maybe he told them and he's like, hey, can you hop into my run on chat or whatever? I don't know, like in a DM earlier to, like, and that's at that point it's premeditated. By the way, at that point it's premeditated. He could have also said, like, hey, I'm doing a run. Do you want to come watch? Either way, the problem I think really stands with this one individual being a complete bonehead and not realizing, if you do this, they have a pug tank who could be like, wait, what happened? And he could go tell people and talk about it. You have 4 other people in that run. You don't know them all. At what point is one of them going to be like, oh, dude, my buddy Daijosai or whatever went and he clears our runs for us. Oh, we sell these keys and we have a GM that does this thing. People are going to find out. And I think this like feeling of, like, immunity, like, it's not just like, how do you think nobody's going to find out? But it's like, even if you can't think of a way that somebody's going to find out, the arrogance in thinking that there's no way that anybody will know what happened and there's no way that anybody will figure this out. It's like, it's not even, oh, I can't think of a way. It's, I've thought of every way and I've decided that there is no way that anybody's going to find out. There's a degree of arrogance there and, like, a major lack of, like, self-preservation for your own job and, like, what your role is within the company. For example, it's like, we know there's close relations between Blizzard employees, content creators, other high-end players. I mean, this is something, sure, 100%, right? Like, you know, people play this game for so long. They're going to know people at Blizzard. They're going to be in certain positions. They're going to, you know, be friendly with people at Blizzard or whatever, right? But there is a very, like, strict, and it goes both ways, by the way. There's a very strict, like, line here where if you are working at the company and you have a certain role, you cannot risk telling somebody something or doing something for somebody and it getting out there for your own sake. Like, you can't risk that. On the flip side, you should not put somebody in a bad position for your own personal gain. The worst thing that happens to you is maybe you get your account banned, or that's the worst thing. Somebody could end up losing their job for this. This is just not how 24-year-olds who work in entry-level tech roles think. That's, unfortunately, you're right. That's true. Esfand will never have to worry about this. If I was ever a GM, I would add mobs to his dungeon. F this guy. Okay. Thank you. Anyway, with all this being said, dude, this is an insane situation, man. Absolutely insane situation. I can't believe it even happened. Insane situation. I can't believe it happened. What do you guys think should happen? What do you guys think should happen to the players? What do you guys think should happen to the GM? If we make a video about this. Yeah, let me know in the comments. Make sure to like the video, subscribe, all that stuff. I do all kinds of stuff here. We talk about a lot of different video games. I do love classic WoW. That's kind of how it all got started for me almost 10 years ago. So if you guys like the channel, you guys like what I do, we do literally everything, games, IRL, you name it. We got a lot of YouTube channels, a lot of different things. So follow me everywhere. Everything is EsfandTV, and we'll see you guys next time. Okay, that's the end of the video. But the stream's not over. The tank is innocent, but the other 4 need to be booted. GM gone as well. This video? No, I mean, that was like an outro for a video. You know how many people get confused whenever I say I'm doing a video outro and then I do it and then people are like, wait, what? I thought you were ending stream. Like, how does that happen? Phase 3 date got leaked. Yes. Phase 3, August 13th. I saw that. Great stream, bro. Thanks. Have a great day. Unbelievable.
Next, we have 3 questions, one for 10-player raids, another for 20, and another for 40. People were asked to rank them 1 through 7, with 20 winning by a pretty large margin.
So here's the annoying thing about this question. This is another leading question. 40 mans are not bad. Okay, did 40 mans kill Classic era vanilla? No. How would it kill Classic Plus? The game flourished. The game had the greatest growth that it had in a time where you had 40-man raids and 25-man raids. I also think raid scaling is complete dog shit, and it's completely antithetical to what the vanilla is. Like, scaling the raid difficulty based on the amount of players is so stupid. I don't think there should be scaling. I don't think there should be difficulty modes. I don't think there should be 25-man raids. I don't think there should be 30-man raids. I think that because rank your ideal raid size for Classic Plus, it leads you to think a certain thing. Because there's different types of raids. Yeah, no, I think Esfand has a great point here, man. Esfand has like a really, really great point here in saying that whenever people ask this question or people think about like what the ideal raid size is, they're thinking about one thing. They're just thinking about raids, and they're thinking about like tier raids. So like, oh, I want to do a 20-man. I want to do 25-man. That's like retail. 20-man is retail, right? 25-man is Burning Crusade. 25 is stupid, by the way. But there's 20-mans in vanilla. There's 10-mans in vanilla. There's 10-mans in Burning Crusade, right? And what I think should be done is you should have your 40-mans, but there should also be 20-mans added, and there should also be 10-mans added. They should add all 3. And then that way, like having them be divisible by 10 is really good, because you could have a 40-man raid. You could merge 2 20-mans to do a 40-man. You can, or like split it in half to go half and half. You could split it into 4s, and then you go 10. So yeah. But yeah, no, I think Esfand makes a really, really good point here. And I think sometimes people misunderstand what he's saying because they watch the first, like, let's say minute of the clip, and then they get upset. It's like, and it's like, oh, dude, you popped Bloodlust. And then you get mad because now you're sated and you can't do it again for 10 minutes. And he's like, no, that's not what happened. Actually, what happened is he was just angry about you saying that 20-mans are stupid. It's like, no, 20-mans are stupid is like the main thing. 40-mans should be your main like tentpole raids, and you add maybe 2 or 3 of them to a Classic Plus, but then maybe you add like 5 20-mans. Maybe you add like, I mean, that's a lot actually. Maybe 1 or 2 40-mans, maybe like 2 or 3 20-mans, and then maybe 3 or 4 10-mans. That'd be cool.
You touch your kid, you post a day.
Next.
Why is that recommended? That's crazy. Okay. Dude, and like I think this is such like a low IQ take when people immediately say like streamer this, streamer that. Like it has nothing to do with streaming. I'm running 25 mans now, and we end up having to fill a few spots every week. It has everything to do with not having the right people with. I'm gonna fill a few spots every week, and it's never anyone from my stream because my viewers don't play WoW. All my viewers that play WoW are already in the guild. Because all my viewers that play WoW are already in the guild. So they have their okay. Dude, this is so you have no, look at this. These people are crazy. You have no idea what you're talking about. I'm not even a WoW streamer at this point. You just assume because you can't do something and someone else can or claims they can. We also have to fill a few spots every week in 25 man. By the way, that it's because of something out of your control that you don't have. Stop having loser mentality. People are so dumb about this.
You touch your kid, you supposed to die. Straight up. You rape a woman, you supposed to die. Straight up.
Yeah, but that's not your purpose. That's not your cool.
Work it, make it, do it, makes us harder, better, faster, stronger, more than hour, never, ever, after work is over. Work it harder, make it better, do it faster, makes us stronger.
Wait, this is so fun.
Work it harder, make it better, do it faster, makes us stronger, more than ever, after hour, work is never over. Work.
My hot take is having a difficult time recruiting for a 40 man is a skill issue. My guild never had filling raids, or wait, no, my guild never had filling raids when needed, and many people always wanted to come back because we were good enough. People not coming back to your guild runs is because your raiders are bad. You're actually right.
Next, we have
I agree.
Questions.
Yeah, I actually agree. I would contact golf line, make an alt that's not associated with name, and make videos going undercover. The problem, that actually is a good idea. The problem is like I just don't have time. Yeah. All these people that talk about streamer privilege for like, oh, you can have a 40 man and I can't because you're a streamer. It's just straight skill issue. Like there's obviously some benefits to being a streamer in some ways, but man, take me, I don't have a WoW audience.
Motherfuckers need to go outside more.
Yeah, true. Like my stream, my YouTube is all WoW for some reason, but my stream is like all the WoW viewers are gone. A lot of my generation of WoW viewers, they're gone. They gave up on Blizzard, a lot of them, because because you know they did classic, they didn't like it, whatever. Maybe they did like it, but then they moved on. That's just the truth. That's just what it is, right? The current generation of like, there's this weird like retail mishmash of the current gen of WoW viewer that it's like they're retail. What's the word I'm looking for? They're like retail refugees that like want to play SOD, and it's just like what happened here? It's completely different. Is the audio out of sync? I think so, because like 4 people have said something. Tell me if this fixes it. 1 second. This song's giving me anxiety. Trail of Blood. This is from Final Fantasy VII. Okay, is this better? Bob Baran. Better? A couple of my friends from TVZ are retail Andes who love Sod and came over for TVZ but think it's atrocious. Yeah. Looks the same. I added 50 milliseconds. Oh wait, no, hold on. No, I didn't. My bad. I put it on the wrong source. Okay, how about now? Bob.
Fought.
Perfect, nice. What happened here? 20 years have passed, the world has changed. The gamer losing classic is trying to recreate a fleeting moment in life where life was easier that just can't exist after we age past a certain point. No, you're missing the point here. What I'm saying is like 20 years have not passed. Because the best WoW experience, classic WoW experience I ever had was in 2017, 2018 on Elysium Lights Hope private servers. Way better than in 2004. But you know what they did on those servers? They made changes to account for the times. And that's what I said they should have done from the beginning in vanilla. I made a video about this 8 years ago, but people were so scared. You know, get on Sod. I have a 60 Paladin on Sod. I just don't like it. Yeah, I just don't like it. Not everything about it is bad. I think a lot of the systems are terrible. Like it doesn't feel like classic WoW at all. Like the tokens and it's all redeems, put it on a vendor. Everything is like put it on a vendor. It's a lot of band-aid fixes to problems that they're like, the solution is, hey, let's throw that on a vendor. It's kind of dumb. And you end up having like the illusion of choice a lot of times, which is a big retail problem. A lot of retail problems kind of found their way into Sod. But I will say, when it comes to like gameplay and with the amount of abilities and stuff in the game, and also the balance is horrendous for PvP. They completely disregarded PvP and it made it really unfun to just be in the world.
Classic Plus.
Sod low-key ruined Classic. It's not all bad, but it shifted the idea of what Classic is dramatically. Well, I think what it did is it brought a lot of retail people, like retail refugees in, that are now like it's literally making Blizzard lose control of what classic WoW is. It's kind of crazy what's happening. Kerrigan, thank you for the 39 months. And Jufo, thank you for the 17 months. Sod is like a fun server. Exactly. That's exactly what I said. It feels like a private server, like a fun server from like 15 years ago. The retail players really play Sod? Yeah. COA has better leveling speed than Sod. Yeah, I didn't try it at all. But that's like a different thing. It's like an alternate WoW. That's not like a classic plus. Now, I will say this, the idea of, I think what Blizzard needs to do, and this isn't enough for a whole video, but maybe it's a little tidbit. But I think what Blizzard needs to consider with what Classic Plus is, whatever this WoW Camelot is, because we don't actually know. What Blizzard needs to do is they need to pick a lane. It's either a complete reimagining of World of Warcraft, all new classes, everything, right? Just completely redo it from scratch. You either go all the way on one side, or You stick to the design principles. So what does this mean? The design principles don't mean don't change the classes, don't change the game. It doesn't mean any of that. What it means is find out what made those things work. Why does this class work? Why does that event work? Why does this system work? You have built-in catch-up mechanics with something like ZG coming in where you have like high-end enchants mixed with low-end gear so people can run their alts into ZG with somebody that still needs like a head enchant in vanilla, right? And you can learn a lot from the class design of Burning Crusade. And I don't really think you go into Wrath too much, maybe a little bit, especially for casters and a PvE rotation. But it's super important to balance the game as a whole. You don't play a spec, you play a class. You don't PvE or PvP, you are in the world of Warcraft. And everything is balanced and everything is thought about within that scope. They need to take the play styles that are available in vanilla. Okay, if you play a certain type of class with a certain type of spec, you should still be able to play that certain type of spec. Don't kill specs, don't kill builds. They should allow those types of builds to still be able to be played, support them a little bit, right? If it's like some off build, find cool ways to enhance them, you know? Find ways to take other builds that are like kind of scuffed and make them better. And then you can add new gameplay options for the classes using those same design principles. And I feel like the 5th grade class president whenever I talk about this, because to me it's like a utopia. Everybody gets ice cream every day at lunch. Okay, well, who's going to pay for it? Okay, who's going to design this? Who's going to come up with this amazing design that you're playing your whole class that's designed in a way that fits into the entire grand scheme of things that you can PvP and PvE with, and it's not like dude, I'm telling you, I saw a shaman outside of Scarlet Enclave in Sod one time. This guy comes in, he's like a stealth bomber, okay? Carpet bombs this entire area in fire, killed like 6 people on his own, and then turned on the jets and bolted out of there at like Mach 5 speeds. Like literally light speed shot out of there. And I saw that, and I'm like, I don't want to play this game. Like this is like whose idea was this? It was. Now, to be fair, it was hilarious. But I'm like, whose idea is this? And I say all the time that balance is boring, but there's a lot of nuance to that statement. Yeah. But anyway, I think that's what they need to do. I think they either need to keep that, which that's my opinion, was the second thing I said, or they just completely just scrap the whole thing and do the whole thing with new classes. You know, I'm playing a Crusader or a Templar instead of a Paladin, or you know. But I think they should do what I said. I like what you said, Esfand. It makes more sense than a complete rethink. Yeah. You know what else makes a lot of sense right now? For not having a big WoW audience, Twitch chat is very smart about WoW. It's because we have this is a very high intellect community here. Okay, this is a very high intellect. This is a very 5-head community when it comes to game design and things. First time playthrough. Oh. Oh. Chat, you ready to go down, down, down by the river? Santa's always mean to me. No, it's not, Ace. Shut up. Okay. Chat, it's time to go down, down, down by the river. With Baldur's Gate 3. Oh wait, I forgot to buy the FX5. Oh wait, I wanted to watch one more video. Somebody said they wanted me to watch one more video before we play Baldur's. One more video about the FX5. What was the video? Someone said Sony FX5 for streaming. Somebody said watch a certain video. No, somebody said that earlier. They said watch the Uncle, what was it? Run? What did they say? Gun? FX5 review for live streaming.
Hey there, Jake here from CVP. This is
I'm trying to get everything worked out still, Tycade. Yeah, more info is gonna come. This guy said it to himself. Wait, did I say it to myself?
Resolutions and frame rates, but 5K 16-bit internal RAW, from which angle you look at, you might even miss it. Things quickly change when you switch the camera on. The menu system has been upgraded to the likes of mounting 5. This means you can still use the touchscreen on the camera. The entire menu system can be navigated to the on-screen display inside the car. The logistics of getting the car loaded onto a flatbed and turning around ended up taking twice as long, so we only had a few moments to get the shots we needed, and I made the call to go freehand without a rig. In a scenario like this, being able to quickly check exposure with false color and better manual focus with peaking on the biggest screen makes it much more attractive. The screen is 3.5 inches and offers the same full axis multi-rotation found in the A7 IV and the A7 R6. Similar to Venice and Burano, the on-screen display puts visuals first by confining all info to a black frame around the image, keeping the main view completely free from distractions. Unlike the FX3 and Alpha cameras, you can mirror info display to the HDMI while keeping the camera display live. This means you can still use
what was the video that somebody said watch this video, it's not good for streaming?
Navigated this way, but if you want to, you still have a multifunctional dial at the top. This dial works similar to the ones on the FX6 and Burano, and it replaces the dial on the back to make more space for the bigger screen. You also have the option to send the feed to the HDMI while camera display permanently stays on the home page. This gives you or your first AC quick access to all the important settings.
If I saw the name of the channel, I would probably remember if it was recommended. Sony FX5 review. Gerald Undone. You're right. It was Gerald Undone.
Well, hello there. It's been a while. Welcome to my new set. Well, this isn't exactly a set, but I put that camera, which isn't normally there, in the same spot that the camera was before when this was a set, so you could see how the space transformed. But now it's just a spot that I like hanging out in. I do have a couple cameras over here in case I want to live stream or whatever, which of course begs the question.
Thank you, Croden.
I thought you were retired. Why are you talking about cameras again? Well, I am retired. This is kind of the last chapter of my camera review period because this camera, or rather the Sony FX3 Mark II, was a long-awaited, much-anticipated camera, as well as Sony's camera that's going to have internal RAW and open gate and the success of the FX3 and all that stuff. We've been talking about it for a year. And after the release of the A7 R6, which I didn't post a video on my channel, but I did do a collab with Mark Bennett, if you want to check that out. I did have the camera and I did test it. I was kind of waiting for this camera to sort of close the book, the final chapter on this sort of generation of Sony cameras. Now, I'm not going to do a thorough review. I'm just going to share the results from the test that I wanted to do based on what piqued my curiosity. I'll leave the rest of the stuff to the other reviewers. And of course, this also gives me an opportunity to talk about Storyblocks, the sponsor of today's video. Now, the reason I brought up the A7R6 and why I was curious to make this video in the first place is that the sensor, to a certain extent, on the A7R6 is actually the same one in the FX5. And I don't think this will be obvious to most people because the FX5 is marketed as a 5K video camera, and this is a, whatever it is, 60-something megapixel photo camera. But if you take the resolution of the A7R6, the horizontal and vertical resolution, and you divide both by exactly 2, you get the exact same resolution of this camera. And when you shoot in the 4K video modes of this camera, it's oversampled and read out from that 5K resolution, again, the one that's divided by like a 2x2 combination, which means the 4K video on this camera is extracted from the exact same sensor resolution and plane and everything as this camera. Now, there were some differences, which I was pleased to see, which means this isn't just an A7S3 to FX3 type of thing where you go, well, that's pretty much the same camera, but
that is actually something that happened with the FX3. They had the same sensor, but the FX3 had like the internal, like it was still an upgrade and it had like the fan and stuff internally, so that was important.
This one doesn't have a viewfinder until multiple firmware updates later where the FX3 kind of carved itself out to be a little bit different. This one right off the bat, this one is definitely more video focused. It has internal RAW, it has open gate recording, and also the method at which they've taken this sensor from the A7R6 and put it in this body, they did it in a way that allowed for more bandwidth, a more robust connection, and it allowed for actually slightly faster read speeds, which are going to be important when this thing ultimately gets its 4K 240 firmware update sometime in the future. It needed to be just that little bit faster. So this is kind of like an overclocked A7R6 in a way. And then they've also changed how the dual native ISOs interact, where on the A7R6, I think it was like 805,000. On this one, they did the 800 and 12,800 that people probably would have expected to shoot alongside their FX3. But then they also put in a third one, similar to the A7R6, at 4,000 to give you a little bit of a middle cleanup rather than having to go all the way from 800 to 12,800 to improve your image. But let's get into the rolling shutter and dynamic range results so I can show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so we'll start with the FX5 in the 4K 16:9 full frame mode. Now this one is read from the 5K full frame aspect of the sensor, which means it's full width, but that 5K again is derived from a greater resolution, the 60 whatever megapixels of the A7R6. So it's kind of like a 2x2 pixel binning thing down to the 5K, then oversampled down to the 4K. And doing this, we get 5.7 milliseconds, which is a little bit faster than the 7 milliseconds or whatever we got in the A7R6. Again, consider it kind of over-cranked compared to that camera. And it can do this because, again, of the better bandwidth and of the internal fan, the active cooling on this camera. And just like on the A7R6, you can turn on dual gain in certain modes. And when doing that, the read speed jumps up to 14.2 milliseconds, which is basically reading the sensor twice, merging a high gain and a low gain mode to improve dynamic range and noise performance, which again, slightly faster than I think it was like 15 or 16 milliseconds on.
Okay, so is this saying the A7R6 has it also has that same dual gain from the FX5? And it's okay, so the FX5 is way faster.
And when doing that, the read speed jumps up to 14.2 milliseconds, which is basically reading the sensor twice, merging a high gain and a low gain mode to improve dynamic range and noise performance, which again, slightly faster than I think it was like 15 or 16 milliseconds on the A7R6. Now the A7R6 was already great to get 15 milliseconds in a dual gain mode. So this is even better that it's scoring 14.2. But of course, this camera now has an open gate mode, which is the full 3:2 aspect ratio of the sensor. And in that mode, with dual gain, because you can do both open gate and dual gain in internal RAW, you get 18.4 milliseconds. So this is the slowest this sensor gets, 18.4 milliseconds with everything maxed out. But then if you turn off dual gain and you shoot just the 5K open gate, it's 8.5 milliseconds, which is really, really, really good for an open gate internal RAW mode to be able to do an 8.5 milliseconds. It's pretty solid. Now, before we move on to the dynamic range.
Does anybody know what he's talking about? Because I think this one goes over my head. People said I should watch this video, but this one's kind of going over my head.
content, which means but that doesn't motion graphics template, professional filmmaker, artist, or musician. Here's a distort for dynamic range. If you don't know, I use a chart called the Xyla 21, which has patches of light that descend in intensity that you can film, and then you take those results and you put it through a program called Imatest. Along the top of most of these charts, you'll see what I recorded. So for this first example here, it's the FX5 shooting an XOCN, so that's the internal RAW, in 5K open gate at ISO 800, which is the lowest base ISO, with noise reduction turned off. That's a cool thing, by the way. You can turn noise reduction off on this camera, something that most, FX3 type cameras don't have. And then over here you have slope-based DR, which is the total stops
Interesting.
detected, which in this case is 14, and then the numbers below that are noise.
But why would you turn it off? Why would you turn off the noise reduction?
Tolerances. So if you look at the medium, for example, that would be a signal noise ratio of 2, and in that case we get 11.5 stops. This is a good number to compare of how many good clean stops we have. Now if we put the noise reduction back on to its default medium setting, we still get the 14 total stops, but the medium score jumps up to 11.9. That gives you an idea of how much the sort of default noise reduction at ISO 800 is doing. But if we put it in dual gain mode, the slope-based DR stays around the same, 14.2, but the medium score jumps up to 14, which means now we're getting 14 clean usable stops when dual gain mode is enabled with the noise reduction on medium. And even if we turn noise reduction off in the dual gain 5K open gate XOCN mode, we still keep 13.9 stops on the medium. And then I took it off RAW and put in the XAVC-SI, which is the all intra codec, again in 4K, ISO 800 with noise reduction on medium. And we got 14.9 stops total with 12.8 clean stops. And this is usually what happens when you compare RAW to a non-RAW codec, because RAW is generally noisier than a non-RAW mode. And in this case, we're seeing results similar to what we would see on, like an FX3 or an alpha camera, where you can't shoot RAW and you don't have control over noise reduction. You would see something like this, like 15 stops with high 12s on the medium. But then I bumped it up to ISO 12,800 so we could see how that top third base ISO performs. And we got really good results, 14.6 and 12.7. So hardly any dip in the medium score going from ISO 800 to ISO 12,800. And then I thought it'd be good to test the FX3 at the same time. And then I thought it'd be good to test it in the medium score going from ISO 800 to ISO 12,800. And then I thought it'd be good to test it.
Okay, so he's talking about how little noise there is.
I'm going to do that in this video as well, because I've made updated LUTs for the FX5. Now I will say that you could probably just throw the A7R6 LUTs on them and it'll work almost identically, because the color was so close. But I do have updated LUTs for the A7R6, the FX5, and the FX3. Now if you've already bought my LUTs, you're going to get an upgrade for all of these, and the FX5 one will get sent to you for free. But if you're just buying the LUTs now, the FX5 will be included in that pack. What they offer, basically, if you've never heard of them before, is really accurate, like technically accurate color and sort of a baseline standard in Rec 709 to bring all the cameras to the same sort of neutral point. So if you're mixing between Sony cameras or even cameras from other systems that I offer LUTs for, they should all match quite well compared to what they would with the manufacturer's LUTs. Anyway, link in the description. GeraldandDunn.com/LUTs.
I only like when Esfand talks. Other people are too smart for me.
Also kind of wraps up the looks like I've, as FX, all when it in FX. The answer.
Okay, I don't know why somebody said I should watch this video, because I don't know why they asked me to watch this video. Because, if somebody said watch this video, you don't need it for streaming. But like, this is talking about a lot of stuff, like other than the ISO stuff that I already talked about earlier. I'm like, wait, what?
Hey there, Jake here from CVP. This is due to get less noise, but of course at the trade-off of noise reduction artifacts. And
I think it is good for stream.
Fast reduction use. As this is Sony's first steps, honestly, there's a lot we could cover here, but this video is already long enough. If you want to know,
dude, I wish Sony would send me cameras for free. Chat, look, I think it's time to play some games. What do you say? Do you think it's time to go down by the river, chat? Dark Urge. Paladin. Act 3, first time playthrough. Down, down, down by the river. Okay, let's do this real quick. Chat, do you guys think I should buy the camera or no? I only got EU contact. I'll see if I can get you one. Dude, that'd be sick. Wait, do you already have one, M-Dog? No, but you're getting one? Nice. Wait, for free? Should I cancel my order? Chat, should I buy it? G'day, 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 g'day. What's up, 550 Magic Vine? What's up, man? All right, chat. It's time to go down, down, down by the river. Baldur's Gate. Okay.